It is the second half officially of the Major League Baseball season, so me and James have to, of course, give our updated predictions for the 2026 MLB season. Before we get going into it, make sure you guys are subscribed to the Windup over on YouTube. Over half of you watching this are not subscribed, so click that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers. We appreciate all the amazing support. Big shout out to all our members who get access to the videos early. And if you're listening to us, we do have a podcast version of this, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, wherever you find them. Drop us a rating, drop us a review. It does help us build up the numbers over there. James, tell you what, our predictions are going to be a lot different, I think, than they were in the first half. I can't wait to get going into these. I wonder how many were going to be the same.
A lot different, but some things that are kind of holding true. And I think it's also fun to take a look at right now where the season would be, where the playoffs would stand if the season actually ended today, which is kind of a funny exercise. The fact that the Rays would have the number 1 seed, the White Sox would have a bye, the Rangers would win the West. That's the one thing that no one believes in and no one's talking about enough. The fact that the Texas Rangers, with like not many good players at all, are winning their division right now. Or that would be a funny series with them, the first round against the Yankees. But also, we would have a collision course between my Marlins and the Dodgers in the DS, which would be a fantastic storyline to play off of. But this is a fun exercise. Do you want to go AL first because it's crazier? But first, we wanted to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, SeatGeek. The MLB season's in full swing, and you guys are going to want to go to some games. So use our code WINDUP10 to get 10% off your next MLB ticket purchase. What's also great is that SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball. That means your tickets are fully guaranteed and instantly fulfilled after purchase. The All-Star break is over, pennant races are here, and you guys are really going to want to get to these games. But our favorite feature, of course, is the SeatGeek score, which rates tickets on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know if you're getting a good deal or not. So when you're searching for tickets, if you see a ticket with a green dot on it or a score closer to 10, you know that's a good deal. Maybe you should buy those tickets. But if you see a lower score and a possible red dot on the map, that means it's not as good of a deal. So maybe keep looking after that. But once again, we have the hookup for you guys over here in the Windup. Use our code WINDUP10 for 10% off your next MLB ticket purchase. Click the link in our description right now. Download the SeatGeek app. And again, that's our code WINDUP10 for 10% off your next MLB ticket purchase. Thank you so much, SeatGeek. Now back to the video.
Yeah, let's go American League first. I definitely think I have a little more movement in the American League than I do the National League. National League feels, again, a little bit chalky, I think, to the point. But AL East, I still think it's the Yankees' division to lose. I like the Rays. I also have the Rays making the playoffs, so this isn't like I don't believe in the Rays. I think they're actually going to be one of the most aggressive guys at the trade deadline this year, looking to just acquire players, more major league players, because there are some holes on that team. But I think the Yankees and the fact that kiss of death here. We're supposed to get some big Judge news today, whether or not he's back sooner than we expected. Aaron Judge is the entire thing here. If he's not back by September, I don't think the Yankees win the division, but I'm thinking he will be. And if he is, they just are the best team.
It's so annoying how this is such a big day for baseball news, the Friday after the All-Star break, because it's just so washed away in. For us playing fantasy baseball, it's hard to actually be on top of the set of their lineups. But Ken Rosenthal did say on Foul Territory on Friday there will be big Judge news. Yankees also got big news with Max Fried making a rehab start in AAA. Have you followed the timeline, the weirdness of that injury in rehab?
Not as much, but I know that I feel like once he initially got hurt, it felt like it was very laissez-faire is not the right word, but it was very laxed how they went about it. And then, like, all of a sudden, it's been like 2-3 months.
It's been over 2 months. It was May 13th against the Orioles. He left that start. They said he had left elbow posterior soreness. Then they called it a bone bruise for the last month. He started throwing a bullpen like 3 weeks after the injury, and now is only finally making his first rehab start. It's a very weird situation, but they'll be very happy to get him back. I do, though, without the news on Judge, I mean, the fact that, like, an update coming later, if it was a good update, I feel like it would just come early. Maybe this is the kiss of death. Should have said the first 5 minutes of this video, but, like, if he doesn't come back, and I don't know if he's back by the next month, I take the Rays to win this division.
I think that's fair, yeah.
And I think I'll keep it at that. It'd be a really weird dynamic for the Yankees to lose the division to a lesser team back-to-back years, but also I have no faith. I have the utmost faith they can still run through the American League from a wild card spot with Judge on the team.
Now, just for the sake of conversation, if the Rays were to win the division, surely they will have spent more money than the Yankees, right? Because these small market teams can't compete without a cap.
Let's see him win a playoff series against them. Let's get there first. But AL Central.
AL Central, I have 3 teams making the playoffs.
Wow, you're going in for your Twins?
No, I'm not going in for my Twins. I've got the White Sox winning the division. Again, I do think that they're going to be more aggressive at the deadline than the Guardians. I do have the Guardians finishing in second as well, making the playoffs. Both those teams I feel like are kind of shoo-ins right now, especially with Jose Ramirez eventually coming back to the Guardians. I just don't see in a horrible American League who's much better than them. And then I also got the Tigers making the playoffs. I got them sneaking in. They've been playing good ball. They've planted their flag. They're not trading Tarek Skubal. I actually think they're going to trade Jack Flaherty literally for anything at all. And there are teams that could use pitching. This would be a great move by the Tigers. Get rid of him. Help out the bullpen maybe. Just get another arm. I think the Tigers are going to go on a run. The team is too good. There's no way they're this bad.
There was a lot of Tarek Skubal trade discourse in the timeline this morning about their decision possibly not to trade him. I think it'd be silly. Honestly, I'm going back and forth on this.
Yeah, you plant your flag. What do you think?
3.5 games out, like a flag flies forever. Like this team has made playoff runs 2 years in a row. They have a lineup that we still objectively like. Now with the infusion of McGonigal, they should just be going for relievers. They should really be trying. Like why not? And why not try to resign Skubal? This conversation actually winds up moot if you actually do put a bunch of money in front of him and then bring him back to the place he wants to be, team that wants to keep him. I think the next literally 2 weeks will help them make this decision for them almost entirely,
yes.
But I'm with you on all three teams getting in. I also think the Guardians will overtake the White Sox.
Okay.
I think
a higher consistency level from them.
I think once Ramirez is back, the team gets a huge boost, and the starting pitching is just significantly, and the bullpen significantly more consistent. Nothing against the White Sox. I still think they're a playoff team, and they'll be in this till the bitter end. We just saw the Guardians chisel the Tigers last year. Not even in the same way. It was more of a shock. They know how to win when it gets to be this time of year. Like that's kind of a cop out of an answer, but it's weirdly true, and I kind of like where you're at about all three teams getting in.
I know that we both picked the Tigers World Series preseason. Got to stick with it. Sorry, Tigers fans, but don't worry. We're gonna backdoor into this. American League West, the worst division in baseball. I still think it's the Mariners that are going to win this division. How do they not? And for you Rangers fans at home, you're not making the playoffs. I think there's no shot. I don't think the Astros are either. I know that they've tried to make some moves eventually to try and get better. I just don't see it right now, even with Hunter Brown being healthy and probably them even buying a little bit at the deadline. But the Mariners are the best team. And honestly, if Cal Raleigh shows up even at all, if he's an 80 WRC plus in the second half, that's a huge boost to this team. They are too good to be as bad as they are. They need to stop being such fucking losers. They're mopey, the Mariners. They got to dog up.
I do wonder if they get maybe that's, as you said, dog up, that infusion of energy with the possible promotion of Cade Anderson. I wonder if they're try to make the trade they allegedly were trying to make this offseason of dealing a strength for a strength, like letting someone have Luis Castillo to eat innings and acquiring any kind of other just position player, platoon player, something else that could make sense there. But they are too talented compared to the other teams in this division. I agree with you to not win this division. I think the Rangers will basically play 500 ball the rest of the season like they have this whole season. The Mariners play 5 games over 500 ball and eke them out by 2 games to win the division.
Yeah, I mean, those will be some fun series to watch down the stretch because that's probably going to be what determines it, is going to be the interdivision series because these teams are all close and they all kind of stink.
And we're going to get you might get some DeGrom, Logan Gilbert, Nathan Eovaldi, Brian Wu pitching matchups, which are
Stetson
fun.
off?
Yeah, nice Stetson off right there. We also, good signal that we've talked about. I don't remember if it was here or other stuff I've been doing, but there was some concern with Bryce Miller heading into the All-Star break about lower velocity, 2 straight starts. Mariners said, don't care. Starting the first game back. You're fine.
Like it. That's good.
Yeah, that's a really good vote of confidence in what he's going to look like for the second half. And he's been one of the best pitchers in baseball in the first.
So then who would be your 6 teams in the American League? So right now for me, I've got Yankees, White Sox, Mariners, and then the wild card teams are Rays, Guardians, Tigers.
So my C's are Rays 1, Guards 2, and then my wild card teams are Yankees, White Sox, Tigers.
And you have the Mariners win the division.
Yes, Mariners win that division.
Dang, I thought I was gonna be really aggressive with the Tigers one. I can't believe we basically have the same playoffs.
Dude, they're 3 games out. We're getting word that they're not going to miss. I'm happy that we have different division winners at least, but that's I don't know. I mean, it's always could happen. We also don't believe in the Red Sox. I think it's very fair not to. I don't believe in the Orioles. The Blue Jays are a team I think that could make some noise, but just haven't seen any level of consistency from them all year.
And I feel like until they go out and make a crazy spend, I don't know how crazy they are going to be aggressive. Like the one guy that I totally see them moving off from this trade deadline to maybe go get a piece would be Arjun Namala, just because they love JoJo Parker so much, and he seems to have completely blown by him.
Yeah, but Parker's not going to be a shortstop at the next level, I don't think. And Namala, I think
he is.
No, they're saying that he's a bat, and they'll see where the glove lands.
Okay. But Namala also has been so sketchy at the plate, too.
Yeah,
Guy likes to strike out a lot.
I think they still love Damalo, though. I think they're just like kind of all in on the what can be there. And I think that's fair by them. But I don't know if they shove in after what happened. I
don't know
really,
what the piece is.
it's just them about. It's kind of just about Vladdy being Vladdy. Like if you get
Hit?
Like if you get last season, Vlad, if you walk through that door, you're like, oh, that's it. All right, we're good now. They're the team that goes on the run. It would be funny to see them and the Tigers fight for that last spot. I think they're the teams with weirdly the most upside in the American League. Also, if Garrett Crochet and Roman Anthony wind up healthy, and the Red Sox are like 2 games back on like September 1st, you're like,
Scary.
oh no. Like
Yeah,
suddenly you have to face that rotation in the playoffs with that bullpen. The way those starters could move to the bullpen and early, and Payton told you, like, oh man, that's a buzzsaw. Not offensive,
but until they are healthy, until
That's what
they
I'm
do
saying,
any
it's far
sort of
away.
baseball activity, yeah.
And all we do is keep getting worse and worse news about those guys.
It seems like they're not going to be playing this year.
Yeah, it's a real shame, but it's something to think about.
Awards in the American League. Let's do those right now. Who do you got for? Let's start with Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year, I think that McGonagall's going to hold it.
Seems like he's got it pretty locked up right now. And especially if we think that they're going to make the playoffs, Kevin McGonagall's probably going to be a pretty big part of it. I think the other names to keep an eye out for, hilarious. Tristan Peters is going to be a name that we probably talk about.
I think Messick is the big one. I think he's the huge competition to McGonagall. I do think that winds up being a close vote, and I think if one of them goes crazy to close this out, I think that gets it really close.
Pitchers just don't beat everyday players. It's so hard.
They don't, but this is one where he could, because he could wind up having like a pretty I mean, he's going to win.
What's his ERA right now?
His ERA right now is 2.7. He's going
to stay in the twos.
He could wind up like with 14 wins. Not that they're going to care about this Rookie of the Year, but I think sometimes some voters still might. 14 wins, 3.3 ERA on a division-winning team. Sometimes it's hard to turn away from that.
Yeah, if they win the division, I could give them that. I do think that ERA might have to start with the 2, though, for it to be a real conversation.
Because if McGonagall's going to be one where it's going to be a very analytic saber-based award, because he's going to have 14 homers, 19 steals.
He's got 800 OPS.
That's what I'm saying. OPS, I don't know. OPS, you gotta watch out for those OPS guys out there.
That's true.
They're crazier than some other people. But look, they're not. Some of board voters are gonna be like, "Wow, McGonagall has 6-win rookie season." Some are gonna be like, 280 with 15 homers. Who cares?
Yeah, and if they miss the playoffs, like this team didn't even make the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. I think those two wind up being a close vote. And I mean, honestly, Murakami also could go ballistic.
That was the other one, too.
And have 35 homers by the end of the season still, even if he only plays 110 games.
And if he has 35 home runs, it's gonna be difficult to not pick him. I guess Okamoto is also similarly if the Blue Jays get hot.
He's around there, but I think Okamoto is he doesn't have the same panache as these other guys.
He
would have to go crazy hot. Yeah.
Cy Young, who do you got?
Cy Young in the American League. I mean, I don't really want to say Schlittler, but it feels like it's completely his to lose. Not that I don't want to say him, but it just feels like he's losing momentum while some other guys are gaining it. And at this time of year, I look at guys like Dylan Cease and Joe Ryan, and I'm like, you guys, it will be much closer than I thought it would be a month ago.
Dylan Cease is my pick. It's not that I think Schlittler is just gonna come back to earth a little bit more, as we have seen, which, by the way, probably still has like a 2.5 ERA by the end of the year, which would be unbelievable. Dylan Cease has been just out of control over like the last 2 months. I think he has an ERA at like 1.6, which is like, we're talking best pitcher in baseball numbers, and I don't see any sign of him slowing down. The stuff looks ridiculous. He seems locked in. And again, narrative. If the Blue Jays end up getting into the playoffs, it's going to be a big reason why. Dylan Cease, the Yankees, if they don't win the division,
the Yankees will make the playoffs.
Yeah, Yankees will make the playoffs, but them not winning the division is almost like a smirch, I feel like, in voters' eyes.
Our boy Dan met Cam Schlittler at Fanatics Fest yesterday.
Did he really?
Yeah, Schlittler was there. He's a car guy, and he was walking around. He was talking to one of his friends. He said, Cam, hey, what's going on? Yeah. Chit-chat with Cam Schlittler.
Fanatics Fest is a thing that I have such weird feelings about.
$200 entry.
200?
I think 180, something like that.
That's insane.
Unreal.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, really crazy. But also, it all depends on how much negative feedback Cam Schlittler gets the rest of the year. If he can actually sustain this, this is really up to the Red Sox podcasters if Cam Schlittler could win a Cy Young award.
Good or bad?
I think good for now.
Rabbit ears is never a good thing long term, I feel like.
Apparently, I think this came out from the Chris Kirshner article on The Athletic. Some people are going out of their way to show Schlittler the stub because they know how much he responds to it.
Interesting.
So it's kind of like shaking your dog's cage.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what. Again, we don't believe in the Red Sox, but if they catch up to the Yankees at any point, that'd be sick.
Yeah, I would like to see how that interacts. But that's going to be, I think, a great race.
MVP, I think, is going to be the easiest one to say in the American League.
Well,
Yordan Alvarez.
Oh yeah, clearly.
It doesn't really matter if the Astros make the playoffs or not. He's the numbers he's putting up. He is the MVP.
It's honestly more about is Jordan Alvarez going to possibly
Stay healthy.
No, go for the Triple Crown.
Yeah, I hope he does. That'd be sick. I
Hope he
love the
does too.
Triple Crown. That's one of those like old school baseball things that will never not be so fucking cool.
Yeah, because if it's not him, like if there is a misstep, I think that it's going to wind up. And I think this actually winds up closer than the end of the year because it could be. Jordan I don't think he can sustain this. I feel like Caminero might make it tight.
I think he's the one who gives him the best run for his money just because Caminero could also just probably have like 50 home runs. And if
That's
you have
what I'm
50
saying.
home runs, you're in the conversation. Then if the Rays win the division, ooh, that's a conversation to have.
That's what I'm saying. He's not going to catch Jordan batting average. Definitely not. I don't think he's going to catch him in RBIs either. But if he beats him in the one category and the Rays win the division, and Junior Caminero is this shooting star that's blazing, that's becoming this like the next up kind of widely recognized baseball superstar, that'll be fun talk.
Good narrative off.
Great narrative off. Just like last year, the AL MVP was like the best narrative off ever.
That's so good. All right, should we do the National League or you want to go through the playoffs in the American League first?
Let's do National League. Let's paint
Okay.
the picture, then do playoffs in both.
Paint the picture. All right, NL East. I've got the Phillies winning the division.
Been saying it for a while. The Phillies are catching the Braves, and I think,
Yeah.
trade
I
deadline.
mean, they just
it might
lost to the
happen.
Mets out of the All-Star break, which is never good, but they ran into the buzzsaw that is Christian Scott.
And the buzzsaw that was the wildfire smoke that's taking over the East Coast of the United States. I can't believe they played that game. That was ESPN, putting their finger on the scales for sure.
Especially because we were playing one day earlier than everyone else out of the All-Star break. Felt unnecessary.
A day off for both teams today when there's much
Yeah.
less wildfire smoke out my window right now. It was
Not sure
like
why they couldn't have played today.
it was gross. If any of you guys live on the East Coast and you were outside on Thursday, it was shocking.
Yeah.
It's like
Shout out. I got good breathing, so it really didn't bother me. I kind of love the smell.
Yeah, still. But honestly, because this is the only division with any race in the National League. The Brewers are going to win the Central, and the Dodgers are going. The Dodgers could take 10 games off and win the West.
I mean, it's 5 games. It's not unheard of.
But be honest with yourself.
Here's
Who are you
here's where I'll
picking?
be honest. If Mizorowski's healthy, there's no shot.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even if he's not, because it seems like
Unhealthy Mizorowski makes it closer. That they probably finish within 3 games, and when you're within 3 games, it's a race.
To me, I'm almost flip of that. They're so confident. They just have to make sure that Mizorowski is ready for game 1 of the DS, because that's how much better they are. Like, that's just where they have to be concerned about. Concern might not be the right word.
Before we get going into NL Central, because that's going to be next, do you have anybody else from the NL East making the playoffs? Because I do have the Braves making it.
I have the Braves and my Marlins making it.
Nice, good. I like that you stick it on that.
I mean, let's go. We're ready to rip right now. We're not trading Sandy. We're rolling.
But all right, now to the NL Central conversation.
Okay.
I have the Brewers winning the division, but I do think the Cubs are going to make it very close.
I think the Brewers are showing us. Not I don't want to say they're showing us their hand, but it seems like making that trade for Lance McCullers and Colton Gordon. Can't forget Colton Gordon.
He is going to eat some innings.
He's the new Shane Drowan. Like, that's just what they're going to do once again. Here's a lefty with a little bit of velocity and a cutter. Let's have some fun with it. But that to me is bad news about Kyle Harrison.
Yeah, that's definitely bad news about Kyle Harrison. Not as much Mizorowski.
No, and if it's not bad news, it's more of like extreme caution, which I think they're showing that about Mizorowski because they're so confident they're better than the Cubs no matter what they throw out there. And I think we're at the spot where Logan Henderson's about to make a name for himself. Brandon Sproat
guy.
is really getting ready to turn the corner. His last few starts, he's shown a lot more. And Robert Gasser is just going to be a good back-end dude. Like, they are so unbelievably insulated for their top 2 pitchers going out. And Mizorowski's not even going out. He just got skipped in a turn. He's going to pitch, I think, Monday or Tuesday, so we're fine.
Yeah, we're going to see the Brewers handle their rotation like the Dodgers do, which is we're probably going to see some phantom ILs coming up.
Definitely. And then from this division, though, I do have the Cubs as the last wild card, the other wild card team. Not the last, but the last that I'm mentioning so far.
I have the Cubs, and then I have the Pirates taking your Marlins spot. Pirates making it into the playoffs. They're gonna buy at the deadline. I'm believing in my Pirates. I should put on my Pirates hat for it.
You can't buy without money.
Watch them.
We'll see. And then NL West. Oh, I don't know.
Dodgers and nobody else because the rest of that division is dog shit.
No, people are yelling at us about the Padres hate from our grading video.
The
and that's
Padres suck, guys. Stop.
I was telling you before the season how bad this team was, but Padres expected win-losses even 5 games worse than they are because all they do is get hot late innings and close it out with the bullpen. But that's my playoffs in the National League. It's going to be Dodgers 1 seed, Brewers 2 seed, Phillies, Braves, Cubs, Marlins.
Okay, yeah, I went Dodgers, Brewers, Phillies, Cubs, Braves, Pirates. Very similar. We just switched on the last, but in the National League more so. Like, sorry Cardinals fans, sorry Nationals fans. I just don't think that they're going to stick around long enough to beat whoever is going to be that 6th team.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, and Honestly,
And I guess
maybe we're
D-backs
wrong.
fans too.
Maybe, yeah, D-backs fans do deserve to be in that conversation. The Cardinals fans are the big ones there. But I just think that I think the Marlins kind of have more than those teams right now. And I think that they're going to be a team that's even more aggressive than we suspect after the deadline.
For me, I just go, the Pirates are mashing. They're going to get some guys back, and they're hanging above 500, and Paul Skeens has not really even pitched particularly well. Like, if he just becomes Paul Skeens again, they probably win a lot more games.
When do the Pirates and Marlins still have a game on the schedule?
Should we go?
I would think about going to Pittsburgh for that.
What about Miami?
Miami maybe too. Pittsburgh's so
Yeah,
much easier.
Find out or look up real quick because I'm not even kidding. I would totally make that a road trip.
Oh no, they don't. They've already played. They already played
They
twice.
played both series.
No, in Miami, Tuesday, August 11th, 12th, and 13th.
I think we've got to talk to RJ and DC and see if we can get a little Miami trip.
Miami in August. Who doesn't want to go to Florida in August?
Pinolandia and good baseball. That's all we got to hear.
Wow, that's fun. Looking
Get
at
the
this.
ticket, dude. We'll sit behind home plate for like $25.
Oh, next week we have Pirates at Yankees. Interesting.
That's a pretty good one to maybe go to the Yankee Stadium for.
I could pull up one of those. My first time Yankee Stadium in 3 years. That's going to be a fun race, though. The Pirates also, of course, have big games against the Cardinals. They have a huge series end of August. They have 2 series in their last month of the season against the Cardinals. That's going to be massive.
Pirates Marlins for a vlog / side bet for the channel. That might be a banger.
Actually, could be really fun. I would definitely consider that.
All right, let's go through the awards now. Rookie of the Year, who you got?
In the National League?
National League, yeah.
I mean, I'm just dying to give it to one of our Mets, but JJ Weatherholt has to roll an ankle for that to happen. So it's just going to be Weatherholt.
Yeah, no, it's going to be Weatherholt. But if not, I think it actually, I'm leaning more McLean than Ewing right now. Is that crazy? For the end of the year?
I don't think that's crazy at all.
Okay.
Nolan McLean by the end of the year is going to have like near 200 strikeouts and a 3.5 ERA. Like
Yeah,
even
that's kind of what I'm leaning.
and again, like it's funny that McGonigal and Weatherholt are kind of bound at the hip and one when they came up, where they play in the field, just both infielders, and the fact that they're having these unbelievably strong analytic rookie seasons.
Good baseball years.
But really without the gaudy stats, because there's definitely going to be some of the writers who look at JJ Weatherholt and be like 19 home runs, 14 steals, and a 260 average. Why is he the rookie of the year? You know what I mean?
Totally.
When Nolan McLean could have, again, a 3.5 ERA and 200 strikeouts.
Yeah, and they love the 200 strikeout. Oh, if Nolan McLean could get some wins too. Ooh.
Definitely. But there's a chance that the guys like AJ Ewing go nuclear. Like Sal Stewart could still have a huge second half surge in him, get to 30 homers and 20 steals. That would really, really put him in contention. Even Carson Bench looks like he has a shot to get 20 homers and like 25 steals with a 265 average with narrative behind him. Like we talked to you guys a lot about this in April. This is a stupidly good rookie class.
I mean, also, don't count out Dalton Rushing if he keeps hitting like he does and Will Smith misses more and more time.
That's not going to happen.
Why? His numbers are so good at the plate.
I think you are his not his biggest fan, his only fan.
That's crazy. I feel like people, if they're out to get my boy, I would never buy a Dodgers jersey, but if I would, it would be Rushing.
I was going to say, you should set up a website, and it's called OnlyFan, and it's just how you listing Dalton Rushing stats.
Yeah, hell yeah, let's do it.
Maybe people will buy subscriptions to that.
Buy a subscription to my OnlyFan.
Here's OnlyFan.
All right, Cy Young, who you got?
I still think it's going to be Miz. I think he's going to get over this little bout of fatigue. Even if he closes the season capping at 85 pitches, he's still going to wind up. He could wind up in the ERA under 2.
Yeah, the pick is Jacob Mizorowski. If you're a betting man, if you like to sprinkle a little bit, I think Chris Sale's got really good value right now. He's been sneaky, unbelievably good, like better than the year he won the Cy Young. So just keep an eye out for that with Chris Sale.
That's good. And worth mentioning Christopher Sanchez, but I do think this last month has kind of knocked him off of the trail.
Zach Wheeler too.
No, Zach Wheeler's also a great one. But I mean,
that would be a progressive bet if you were going Zach Wheeler. That's a cash out one.
There's great starting pitchers in the league right now. There really are. It's just everywhere you look, there's an amazing one.
MVP, who you got?
I mean, whatever. Shohei Ohtani, I guess.
I'm not going Shohei. I'm going against Shohei.
Yeah.
That knee thing is telling me that I think that we're due for a phantom IL for Shohei, that he's going to miss a couple weeks. Going to miss a couple weeks in September. Those games played off might be the difference. I'm giving it to PCA. I think this could be the year that we see, again, very analytical forward. He's going to play the best defense in all of Major League Baseball. If he has 30 home runs again, which it seems like he is, and stealing 30 bases, and he has his WRC plus is like that of Kyle Schwarber and Shohei Ohtani right now.
Same.
it's a really good conversation to have in terms of valuable players.
I would love that, and I support that. I just think it's going to be very hard to unseat Shohei, but it will put a lot of the forward-thinking voters in an interesting situation where, especially the fact that those guys, again, have basically the same WRC plus right now. I assume by the end of the year, Shohei trends up a little bit, PCA trends down a little bit, but let's say that Shohei doesn't pitch a ton through the rest of the year because of this knee. Then you have to ask the voters, how much does the value bridge between these two guys as a hitter with the best defense in baseball at probably the most important position on the diamond, worst case scenario, second most important, versus what are Ohtani's pitching stats right now? Like 75 innings. I'm loading it up right now. It is It's 85 innings at a 1.8 ERA.
I was gonna say I think there's no doubt the conversation of who is like the most valuable player right now. It's Shohei Ohtani. When you pitch like that and when you hit at any sort of level, it's pretty fucking valuable. But I like the idea of a chaos thing, and I don't feel good about picking like the obvious choice of Shohei Ohtani.
I don't either, but it's just like, you know what, the special moment in our lives where we get to watch the best baseball player ever. So I'm happy to just say he's going to win the MVP again.
Oh yeah, he is going to win it. I'm just trying to see a world where he doesn't.
I mean, PCA could be deserving. I mean, it took Judge to hit 60 homers to unseat Ohtani for an MVP. Yeah. So it's like, if PCA would have to hit 35 and then have steal 35 bags.
40-40.
Yeah, 40-40. I think he actually would win if he got to 40-40 with this defense.
All right, there it is. 40-40.
Be shocking. But yeah, it's possible.
Jazz Chisholm.
He's 50-50.
Oh, yeah. My God, he's on drugs. What the hell was he thinking saying
50-50. So then now we're going to do a playoff bracket?
Yeah, let's do our playoff bracket. So we'll start in the American League again. I had the Mariners matched up against the Tigers as one of the wild card matchups. I had the Tigers moving on, and then I had the Rays versus the Guardians on the other side, and I have the Rays moving on.
Oh, I have Yankees versus Tigers. I'm going to have the Yankees moving on. And then I had Mariners against... Who are the Mariners against? Where am I looking? Mariners against White Sox. Mariners moving on. I'm sorry, White Sox fans.
That pitching's too good in a playoff series like that.
And then we're going to have, at that point, the Yankees matched up with the Rays and the Mariners matched up with the Guards.
Ooh, okay.
Wait, right? Am I doing that right? I'm bracketing that out right in my head, correct?
I mean, I don't remember what your seeds were.
If I had the Rays as my 1 seed and the Yankees as my top wild card, and then the Tigers... Ooh. No, I might have that flipped.
You would have... Oh, man, what is the... Now, I might have done this completely wrong.
I had it right. No, it was right because they don't reseed. It's bracket. So since the Guardians were the lowest seeded division... Since the Mariners were the lowest seeded division winner, they would go on to face... Wait. I might have to look at the playoff bracket.
We have to look up the bracket because I might have actually... And we're keeping this all in.
Yeah, I got to look at the playoff bracket.
MLB... Oh, man, that would really ruin my predictions, too. Postseason bracket. Let's see. So last year it was the...
Hold on.
Okay, so this makes the most sense.
Yes, 5 plays 4 and the winner plays 1.
Yes. Okay. So, I think I might have screwed this up. So then 5-4 would have been Rays Guardians for me. Oh.
Yeah, so those are the top 2 wild cards. So my 5-4 would have been the Yankees against so not the Tigers. That would have been Yankees White Sox.
Okay, I have to adjust.
We both had this flipped.
Yeah, we both had it the wrong way. But I'll tell you what, it's going to just give me an even more fun answer. Okay, so now I would have Yankees versus Rays in the ALDS. I got the Rays moving on. White Sox versus Tigers. I got the Tigers moving on, which I love this chaos now.
Yeah, now you've really set it up perfectly. So again, my 4 would have been the Yankees, and my 5 would have been the White Sox. I have Yankees over the White Sox to play the Rays, and then my 3 would be the Guards, and my 3 would be the Mariners, and my 6 would be the Tigers.
Yes.
And that's a great rematch, damn. But
that's a great rematch.
I'm taking the Mariners again.
And then boring.
I have Mariners against the Guards in the DS and the Yankees against the Rays. And I am taking Mariners, Yankees. Going back to the Mariners. They're getting hot again.
ALCS, Yankees, Mariners?
Yeah.
Okay, my ALCS is Tigers, Rays. I got the Rays moving on to the World Series.
Nice.
Who do you got?
I have Mariners.
Oh, Mariners going to the World Series?
Yeah, Mariners over Yankees in the LCS.
I like it. All right, we're expecting some small market teams to make it.
I really want to give the Rays a shot in a series like that, but I just don't know if the rest of that lineup can really hit.
I'm fully thinking that we're going to see the Rays do some crazy buying this deadline. I think they're going to go nuts.
I mean, I hope they do, but that's where we're at right now. And
that's what I want to see happen. And also, hero ball. Why not?
Moving over to the National League side, I am going to say
adjust here.
I am saying the Brewers are going to maintain that number 1 seed, and the Dodgers are going to wind up with a 2.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I went Dodgers 1, Brewers 2, just because the Dodgers get to play that shit division, and they're just going to beat up on everybody. But that's fine. Doesn't matter.
Brewers just win ball games. I've made this mistake before. I will not make it again. So with that, then my 3 is the Phillies, and they'll be matched up with the Marlins, and what's going to be, for me, the greatest series of all time. And then 4 versus 5, Cubs versus Braves, a series that we predicted on this show a few times this year.
Yep.
And the winner of that plays the Brewers, and I'm taking in that Cubs-Brewers for the DS rematch once again. And then on the other side, for the privilege of playing the Dodgers, Marlins over the Phillies.
Nice. I like it. All right.
Let all the good feelings of the second half wash away in wild card loss against the Marlins at home.
So I've got Phillies versus Pirates in the wild card because the Phillies were the lowest seeded division team and the Pirates were the lowest wild card. Got the Pirates through the next round. Let's go Pirates. So I love that we got the last team in beating the Phillies both times. And I've got Cubs Braves wild card again because it's going to happen. Lock it in. If you can make a bet somewhere, do that. I've got the Cubs beating the Braves. Dodgers smoke the Cubs. I don't even think that's particularly close. And then I've got the Brewers beating the Pirates, which how cool for baseball would it be? Mizorowski versus Skeens. That would be cinema. I might fly to Milwaukee to go watch that game. That'd be so sick. Dodgers Brewers in the NLCS rematch, but I think the Brewers beat them this time. I got the Brewers to the World Series. Brewers Rays, the least watched World Series of all time.
Yeah, I have the opposite of that. I have this time the Brewers actually do take 2 games off the Dodgers, but the Dodgers go on in 6. And then in a good World Series, the World Series we almost had last year, the Dodgers just beat the Mariners probably in 5 games. And then we go into a lockout with the Dodgers have won 3 World Series in a row.
Brewers, Rays, World Series, 7 games, smart versus smart, no money versus no money, Brewers in 7, Brewers are the World Series champions. Give it to me. And then it's going to flip the whole conversation on our head. We're no longer going to hear about that small markets can't win. We're going to have 2 of them. It's going to be a guarantee.
There's no way that happens. I hope it does.
I hope it does. I would love that because then the lockout conversations are going to be completely insane.
That'll be fun too. I don't want the season to end. I just want the Mets season to end, but everyone else to continue playing.
I want to watch 6 guys on the Mets play, and then the rest of the guys I don't give a shit about. But yeah, the rest of baseball, I think this baseball playoff is going to be electric. I think the second half of the season is going to be sick.
No, it definitely will be. Baseball's in a great spot right now. Let's all enjoy this because of what's going to happen in December.
We want to know your guys' predictions down in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the content. And if you're listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, drop us a rating, drop us a review, download, and subscribe. You can follow James at social media at
James Shiano.
I'm Draft Nick Mark. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.